An outstanding Barbadian educator tops the Queen's birthday honours list. Hotels told to put plans in place for the hurricane season. And in sports, West Indies lose the one-day series to India.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. Outstanding educator Professor Emeritus Woodville Marshall has been knighted in the Queen's birthday honours. Professor Marshall was rewarded for his services to education in Barbados. He told CBC News that he's humbled by the honour and recalled one of the proudest achievements in his 38-year career.
I was made professor in 1977 at a relatively young age, and I thought that that was a very significant achievement. I suppose that any sort of academic, that is what an academic looks forward to, that recognition to be at the top, what is seen to be at the top of the profession, and to be a professor is to be at the top.
Well, in the awards, which were announced earlier today, Bishop of Barbados and the West Indies, Dr. the Most Reverend, the Honourable John Holder, was given the Order of the British Empire, or OBE, for services to religion. The OBE was also given to Teresa Ann Marshall for her contribution to the Foreign Service and Everton Walters for service to the maritime industry. The title, Member of the British Empire, or MBE, was given to Lieutenant Colonel Athleen Branch for her service to the military and Norman Howard for his services to business. Fresh from fine-tuning his cabinet on Wednesday and playing host to Britain's Princess Anne at an official reception at Illawarra Court, Prime Minister Fundle Stewart took centre stage in London last evening as he updated Barbadian Brits on the state of the country. He was the main guest at a reception hosted by the Barbados High Commission at the London Holiday Inn. Mr. Stewart was passing through the UK on his way to the People's Republic of China, where he is on a one-week official visit at the invitation of that government. The Prime Minister told the close to 200 Barbadians, many of them representing national organizations, that for the most part, Barbadians back home are keeping their heads above water and holding their own, despite the severe challenges occasioned by the protracted global recession. He also expressed his government's gratitude to the many loyal Barbadians in the diaspora who've helped relatives and friends back home with remittances. The Prime Minister also says Barbados is seeing an upswing in tourism from its traditional markets, a good sign as it tries to rebound from the current global crisis. Don't expect too much from the constituency councils too soon. That assertion from Acting Prime Minister Ronald Jones, who today appealed to Barbadians to give the council some time to work. During the opening of a health and wellness fair put on by the St. Michael's South branch, Mr. Jones said that critics in some quarters deemed the councils a waste of taxpayers' dollars. But in their defence, the Acting Prime Minister said it is early days yet, and over time, the councils will be a benefit to all communities and to national development.
The constituency council movement is still very much within its infancy as you search for various processes and solutions to make sense of this governance model at the level of constituencies across Barbados. It is not as yet, and I hope it never becomes, a costly endeavor, because part of the process is encouraging the notion again among our citizens, some who have forgotten what it is to be volunteers in the development of our communities and in the development of our country.
And the Acting Prime Minister is confident that constituency councils will remain under any administration in Barbados.
There will not be a dismantling of the constituency councils of Barbados, because once structures seep into the system and people give it their blessings, politicians don't mess with those institutions unless they do so to their own detriment a few years thereafter.
And the St. Michael's South Constituency Council is reporting significant progress, especially in relation to repairing homes in the community damaged during the passage of Tropical Storm Tomas. Chairman Jerry Ishmael says the council and the government authorities have worked to fix almost 24 homes.
We have been able to work closely with the Urban Development Commission to assist many persons whose homes have been affected. And I'm pleased to report that at least 22 houses have been completed or in the process of being completed. And I would like to thank the UDC for the work that they have been doing in this area.
Mr. Ishmael also revealed that the council is developing a plan to better assist the disabled and other vulnerable groups in the event of a natural disaster.
The council's task in this area is to know who and where the vulnerable people are within the constituency, so that in cases of national emergency, we can direct the DEO to people who might need to be evacuated.
Hotel owners are being advised to put contingency plans in place for guests and staff during the hurricane season. This from Director of Emergency Management, Judy Thomas. Ms. Thomas was speaking at a hurricane preparedness initiative put on by the Sandy Lane Hotel. The luxurious hotel is ensuring its staff know what to do during bad weather.
You need to know whether you are part of skeleton or if they're operating on a skeleton staff. If you are part of that skeleton, whether you're going to be in before the storm comes or whether you're going to come in after the fact. And these are things that management must ensure that the staff knows. A hurricane plan or disaster plan that is on a shelf in the management's office is not a plan. It has to filter down to the last person on the property.
Leader of People Engagement and Motivation at Sandy Lane, Lester Headley, said the hotel's hurricane plan is updated annually.
Sometimes, in the hotel industry, the hospitality industry, we work so hard and the hours are long. There's not an 8-6-hour job or anything like that. It is a 13, 15, 20-hour job. And once we could bring the custom man in here, and we also can bring the DEM office here, it would help them prepare themselves, because a lot of our people were caught unaware last time when we had Hurricane Thomas passing through. So we're making sure that this year we're 100 steps ahead.
We'll have more on the evening news in just a moment. Barbadians should consider manufacturing as another means of creating wealth and employment. The advice from Senator Darcy Boyce, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, as he officially opened this year's BMEX exhibition at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre. Senator Boyce also challenged the idea that foreign-produced goods are better than what we produce locally, and that price is the main factor in purchasing products.
Producing goods is an indisputable expression of one's cultural identity. It is self-evident that people feel more fulfilled and comfortable operating in an environment with which they can identify. A second reason is that the manufacturing sector supports several satellite industries that supply it with raw materials and components. Most developed countries have at the core of their economies a vibrant manufacturing sector.
There are over 160 exhibitors and buyers from the Caribbean and the United Kingdom at this year's exhibition. Senator Boyce lauded the hosting of BMEX annually, noting that the wide range of products displayed are not only of a high quality, but are attractively presented.
What I consider most satisfying about this exhibition is a systematic attempt by exhibitors to move from a situation of small production oriented to the domestic market to commercial production, promotion and distribution, focus on supplying both domestic and export opportunities.
What started as a small hole in the ground now has residents in a Christchurch community concerned about the possibility of a cave-in. Residents of Cox Road, Fair Pilgrim, say a small hole which was discovered last year, November, has now increased in width and depth. Resident Shirley Boxill is appealing to authorities to investigate the matter before something tragic happens.
Especially the fact that it keeps getting bigger, and right now inside of it, it seems as if the top where you could see is actually gone. So it means that with the heavy vehicles that we have coming here, there's a possibility that can cave in, or somebody could, because we keep a piece of wood on top so you wouldn't trip it, but just in case anybody trip there, it's a danger not only to persons but to the vehicles as well. And it's right on the corner of my property, so I need to be concerned.
Retired educator Ralph Jemmett says Barbados' education system is failing children at the primary school level. and he believes more money should be spent on remedial education. He made the comments while delivering the DLP's weekly lunchtime lecture at its George Street, Belleville headquarters.
Currently, the Barbadian school system is failing the less academically able child in the primary system. That's a marked failure. The less academically able children in the primary system are going through from class 1 to class 4, and there isn't enough compensatory education or remedial education to stop those children from failing.
An 8-year-old girl suffering from cancer has received a financial injection from the Love at Christmas Foundation. The presentation was made to Niam Stout's father, Dale Stout, at the offices of the Barbados Olympic Association in Wildy. The monies are the proceeds of a fundraising concert held in Niam's honor at the Queen's Park Steel Shed on May 29th. They will help Niam to cover her medical expenses as she receives treatment in the United States. Niam's father says she is in great spirits despite her ailment and is constantly cheerful and bubbly.
Niam is currently in Tennessee. She went there on today's Friday. She went there yesterday. She was supposed to start treatment today, but her counts were low. So treatment has been postponed once again. She's going to do some tests on Monday. Bone marrow biopsy to see if any cancer is back in the bone marrow. Hopefully it's not, God willing. But after that, we'll know where we're doing from there.
Shane Jones will have the sports package when we return.
Hi, good evening. I'm Shane Jones with the sports news. They fought hard and they were in it at one stage. However, the West Indies lost the Digicel Pearls ODI series to India today as the tourists won by 3 wickets at the Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua to take a 3-0 lead in the 5-match series. Man of the match Andre Russell scored an unbeaten 92 as the Windies, who were 96 for 7 at one stage, recovered to 225 for 8 after their 50 overs. Munaf Patel and Amit Mishra took 3 wickets each. In reply, the Indians slumped to 92 for 6 before Rohit Sharma with 86 not out saw them home, finishing on 228 for 7 in the 47th over. Opener Parthi Patel scored 46 and Harbhajan Singh chipped in with 41. Take a look at the highlights.
I've seen more than once or twice. There he goes again. Big appeal. Indians are confident it hits the edge, and so is umpire Malcolm.
He's gone high, he's gone long, he's gone 6.
Overs. They've done the hard work. Oh, Sarwan was very slow. Very, very slow, and he's dropped his bat.
Got his man, Amit Mishra. He's a wonderful bowler. Well, he's not the first to go by way of that, Amit Mishra googly. Now, is that gone? That is another one for Amit Mishra.
Beauty. Big appeal for a catch of the wicket. And he's given him out. Malcolm's give him out. West Indies. And here he goes. Gets under it, and that's gone a very long way.
Save it.
There he goes again. Another huge one. That looks to be bigger.
That's gone too. That's gone even further. And he hammered that too. And that will be 4 more. Went flat, dropped just inside the boundary. 92 to Andre Russell, and the West Indies 225 for 8.
I'm taken. And he's given him leg before.
Out, gone, another one goes.
Yes! Oh, brilliant! What a catch. Lendl Simmons. That's a huge hit. That's a 6. There he goes, and that's a 6. Slogged. It's in the air. Ball calls for it, the keeper, and takes it, and he's gone.
He's gone straight, and he's gone for 6 all the way. Kyron Pollard just watching it sail over his head. No ball, swung away, and that's it. Winning the match with a bit of flourish as we anticipated. India have taken the series. They are 3-0 up.
Well, the fourth ODI is on Monday in Antigua. There were 4 centuries in the BCA's Lime First Division competition today. Jonathan Carter slammed 155 not out. Ronaldo Paris hit 104, Mario Rampersad an unbeaten 115, and Rashidi Boucher 119. Scores in the matches then: at Bayfield, CGI Sandy Crest Maple 179 and 228 for 5, BNB St. Catherine 93. At Lestervon, Guardian General Barbados Youth 414 for 8, Rampersad 115 not out. Banks 167 for 3, Keegan Allen 86. At Queen's Park, Carlton 271, Suleiman Ben 5 for 76, Supercenter Spartan 293 for 8, Boucher 119, Andre Gill 53. At Wildy, Sagicor UWI 327 for 4, Jonathan Carter 155, Floyd Reefer 73 not out, Lime 173, Marcus Clark 6 for 37 and 125 for 5. At Foursquare, ICBL Empire 130 and 100 for 3, ESA Field Pickwick 202, Kyle Hope 94, Jabari Maskell 5 for 34, Jomel Warkin 4 for 29. And at Paragon, YMPC 146 for 9 and 68 for 2, BDF Sports Program 219 for 9 declared. The British Airways Football Legends Invitational Tournament kicked off last evening at Kensington Oval. A decent crowd was entertained by players like Dwight York, Roberto Di Matteo and Alan Shearer, just to name a few. When the action got underway in round-robin style, Chelsea beat Arsenal 7-3, Manchester United trounced Newcastle 5-2, Blackburn edged out PFA All-Stars 6-5. Another tight game saw Liverpool nip Tottenham Hotspur 5-4. Blackburn then returned to get the better of Liverpool 4-2. Spurs won over PFA All-Stars by the same margin, while in the biggest hammering of the night, Man U dismantled Arsenal 10-3. PFA All-Stars then squeezed another victory, beating Liverpool 5-4, and Chelsea then turned around Man U's fate, also winning 5-4. In the final 2 games, Blackburn and Spurs played to a 2-all draw, while Chelsea defeated Newcastle 4-2. The action continues tonight with the semi-final and finals. Chelsea take on Spurs in the first semi, while Man U goes head-to-head with Blackburn. The final is slated for 8:45, and we're getting some breaking news. Barbadian Lyle Austin has been reinstated as acting president of CONCACAF. The ruling was made yesterday in the Bahamas High Court. Austin can now resume his duties with immediate effect. A fitness gym which was badly damaged by Tropical Storm Tomas last October is up and running again. The well-known Big Red Gym, located in Gullyfield, Bayville, where local bodybuilders train and keep in shape for competitions, was reopened recently with a rebuilt compound and new equipment. The gym was knocked out of operation since the passing of Tropical Storm Tomas, and as a result, some of the island's top bodybuilders have been unable to train there. However, a few helping hands have seen the gym back up and running, and owner Irvin Skeet is hoping workout sessions resume as quickly as possible. There was no revving of engines or a smell of exhaust as the men and women who thrilled motorsport fans with their driving skills last weekend gathered at the Boatyard on Bay Street recently for the awards ceremony of the 2011 Sol Rally Barbados. And accepting their awards from Minister of Sport Stephen Lashley were 2011 Sol Rally Barbados champions Roger the Sheriff Skeet and Luis Venezia. The win made it an unprecedented number 12 for Skeet and Venezia's 3rd Rally Barbados victory, his 2nd with Skeet. Skeet led all 24 stages of the rally and admitted it was not an easy task.
On Saturday night, as it started to get dark, I started to get tired, I said, what am I really doing here? This thing is fighting me as bad as I can imagine. This is worse than Paul Moore and Paul Bird. And this is a car that's supposed to be helping me. No, but honestly, it was exciting and I enjoyed every minute of the driving.
Any mistakes all weekend? I'm sure the times didn't show that.
I think there's a couple of instances where the video footage will show there were some mistakes. And one was Fort Hill, and the other was Malvern Wall. But we didn't hit it. But we were real close.
Well, in 2nd was Paul the Surfer Bourne and his co-driver Ronald Plant. 3rd was English driver Paul Bird, who was seated with co-driver Christy Riddick. 4th, the pair of John Penty Powell and Nicholas Taufer out of Trinidad and Tobago. And in 5th, Rob Swan and Darren Garrard from the UK. Also among those receiving special awards was the lone all-female team of Lisa Rowett and Shannon Curtin, who were the winners in the clubman class, while the winners of the new introduced two-wheel drive class and sixth place overall were Neil Armstrong and Barry Ward. There will be a week of activities leading up to the Caribbean Sports Awards slated for Barbados on November 29th this year. Word of this coming from Roosevelt King, Secretary General of the Barbados Associations of Non-Governmental Organizations.
We were talking about the sports career showcase. And also the Commonwealth Boxing Council meeting will be here at the same time during the same week. And we're looking to have a boxing card on the 26th of November, which will then be part of the Commonwealth Zonal.
Well, Chairman of the Awards Committee, Al Hamilton, says there will be a galaxy of regional stars attending the event.
There will be over 30 sporting personalities coming in from around the region, some coming in from as far as the UK, Canada, and so forth, joining some with from former Olympic champions, world champions in athletics, in boxing. We will be looking to bring a galaxy of stars here so that people can get a chance to rub shoulders with them and get an idea and to talk to them.
Well, unfortunately, that's the end of sports. The good news is David Best is next with the weather.
All right, good evening to all, and we had mixed conditions here in Barbados today. Some sunshine, partly cloudy skies, and a few scattered showers. The maximum temperature made it up to 31.6 degrees Celsius. The minimum temperature was 26.5. At 6 o'clock, we had fair skies. The temperature still warm, 29 degrees Celsius. The humidity 82%, and the winds were out of the east at 14 kilometers per hour. Now, in the eastern Atlantic today, we had the ridge of high pressure continuing to dominate proceedings, but we had these shallow patches moving in and out of the island chain and generating just a few brief isolated showers. Now, there are two weak tropical waves in the eastern Atlantic. One is along 32 degrees west. The other is approaching 46 degrees west. We are going to be monitoring those waves quite closely, but the models are suggesting that they're going to be weakening once they move into the island chain. And of course, the instability to the north of the area associated with that action, well, that is pulling away, but still some scattered showers over the far western islands. Let's take a look now at our expectations for tomorrow. Sunrise 29 minutes to 6 o'clock. Sunset will be at 24 minutes after 6. The tide, the first high tide 2 minutes after midnight, the second 28 minutes after 1 in the p.m. The first low tide 3 minutes to 7 tomorrow morning. The seas slight to moderate in open water, swells up to 2 meters. And the winds across Barbados and across the region, easterly to east-southeasterly 10 to 35 kilometers per hour. And across Barbados tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, scattered showers expected. And tomorrow, after some morning showers, we're looking at mostly sunny and warm conditions. For the Lesser Antilles tonight and tomorrow, fair to occasionally cloudy with a few scattered showers.